When it comes to the topic of engagement, especially as it pertains to digital video or online video, it's certainly an important factor or variable we should be looking at. But what I always advise clients is to also consider metrics like reach, like GRP, because they can be looked upon as somewhat of a common denominating metric that can be better used to compare against television or other forms of traditional media, but not neglect engagement. Use that as metrics upon metrics that can give you better insights unique to this medium, but still being able to kind of like look at those other metrics as ways to kind of use it as a comparison point. The value of engagement, especially for bigger brands that are interested and focused on branding, it allows them to understand like what type of connection they've made with that consumer, how the message has resonated. It's really kind of I think the key variable that can be used to show how much it's moved the needle in making that person more likely to buy a brand, more likely to consume a product. And I think that engagement is going to mean many different things depending upon the creative execution. In some instances, it may mean engaging with a game. In some instances, it may be taking a poll or filling out a quiz. And that's going to vary, and sometimes that's frustrating to marketers because it's going to be somewhat inconsistent. But as long as it ladders up into some type of like engagement score that can be used on an ongoing basis and used as a benchmark, regardless of the execution, I think that's where ultimately marketers need to get to. Lots of talk in the marketplace right now about paid, owned, and earned media. I think that particularly rings true as it pertains to digital video. There's many marketers that have high hopes of the fact that they have this very engaging piece of creative that they can simply post on YouTube and it will just flourish. Great concept, it's rare. What I find is that to have that earned media really take and amplify, you need some type of like paid media to serve as a catalyst, to get people to share, to get people to even be aware of that video so that then is shared amongst peer groups, shared amongst the social graph, and truly gets out there to more people. So it's that paid point that acts as the catalyst. I think with digital video in particular, there's a lot of challenges with regards to which ad formats work, shorter form versus longer form, custom creative versus repurposed television spots. I think what it really comes down to is marketers first dipping their toe in the water, using those television spots that they've already spent a lot of time, effort, and investment into creating and making those more scalable across these new screens. Then, of course, experiment with different ad treatments, experiment with different ad formats, but just know that repurposing those television spots does in fact work and it does scale.